A top-ranking Burnet County official could be back in legal trouble following a new decision from the appeals court.
Now, last year, we told you Burnet County Judge James Oakley faced several criminal accusations, including abuse of office and tampering with evidence. A jury found Oakley not guilty of one of those claims, and the district judge tossed out the others. But now a panel of judges from the Third Court of Appeals says the district judge made a mistake.
And KXAN's Avery Travis dug into the opinion and is here to really break down this case for us, Avery.
Right. These accusations against Oakley really center on two main claims. One, that he improperly held another office with a local electric co-op while serving as county judge. And two, that he tampered with evidence after a vehicle collision in 2021. Judge Oakley asked the courts to toss out the claims against him, arguing the indictments didn't meet the necessary legal standards, specifically a part of due process called fair notice. Now, at the time, a visiting district judge, Waldrop, obliged and quashed three of these claims. But in an opinion just earlier this month, three judges from the Third Court of Appeals say Waldrop erred in that decision, in part because they say Judge Waldrop based his decision on reasoning that Oakley didn't actually argue in his original motion to the court.
Okay, Avery, so how is Judge Oakley now reacting to this?
Right, his defense attorney says they were surprised by the decision from the Court of Appeals and they plan to ask for a rehearing. They want the court to review it, but they stressed that the higher court's decision to overturn that initial ruling actually has nothing to do with Oakley's guilt or innocence and, quote, nothing to do with the evidence or the evidentiary facts of this case. He also went on to say that all of the claims against his client are what he called spurious, which means false. Especially, he called out the charges linked to that 2021 collision that we mentioned earlier, saying it was a run-of-the-mill fender bender. Oakley's attorney went on to say he shouldn't have been charged with that tampering with evidence charge because his client picked up a bumper and put it next to the other vehicle involved to, quote, clear the road of debris as is required by state law. Now, the Burnet County District Attorney, who's really at the heart of this case, says he doesn't take run-of-the-mill fender benders. He actually used that verbiage back to grand juries. He says this case was carefully reviewed before those charges were made.
Okay, so what happens now?
That's the question, right? So the decision from the appeals court ultimately means that this will be sent back down to the lower courts to proceed. From there, it's up to the Burnet County District Attorney, who we just mentioned, and his office to proceed in trying these cases against Judge Oakley. We talked to Burnet County DA Sonny McAfee today, and he says his office fully intends to move forward. But he also noted for us his term actually ends at the end of the year, December 31st. So it will be up to the incoming DA, Perry Thomas, if they don't get this issue to trial before that date. And given the fact that Oakley's defense wants the Court of Appeals to take another look, it seems likely that the issue is going to stretch into the new year.
All right, Avery Travis, thank you very much for all that.
Thanks so much.